So I have absolutely nothing else planned for this weekend's videos. No games, just random content that I've had on the back burner. And, well, between the YCS happening, we'll have the little review of Top Cut tomorrow. I figured we just sit back and talk about the January 2020 ban list, some generalized Zodiac tournament results for TCG, OCG, and some other things like that. So let's dig into why have you not invested in your Spiral deck, shall we? So, the next ban list, January 2020, ladies and gentlemen, you have to set through the month of December, where you get no events, by the way, and it's going to be a boring old time. So this is the first of many ban list discussions. So, first thing I want to say here, absolutely, Spiral is going to be one of the decks that you should be looking at investing in. I'm probably going to be saying this over the course of a couple of videos. If anything has taught me anything about the game of Yu-Gi-Oh!, Spirals with the Magician support coming out in the next Duelist pack is 100% going to be one of the best investments in a very long time. The results I've seen out of this month's Zodiac tournament showcasing, I've seen multiple builds of Spiral. I've seen the standard Warrior Toolbox, and I've seen the more interesting builds that are just the straight 40 card generic build. Now, this is under TCG ban list, by the way. So when I look at this, I'm like, okay, so Resort is limited, one quick fix, one drones. The best case scenario that we get out of this is we get more copies of Spiral cards back. Looking at the last OCG ban list, we've seen them invisible handing, giving back Spiral cards back to their format. And progressively, their format has been getting better and better as time is going on. And we've been noticing that invisible hand, it taketh a lot. But it's been giving back these Spiral cards. And that's why Spirals, they might not be the pinnacle of their thing, but when we look at these types of videos and these types of discussions, we look at the solid tier 2 pick, and I see Spirals. Now, besides the fact that this is probably going to be a $10 super rare, and you already know how our player base is about having to spend real money on cardboard. They're like, oh, $10 is too expensive. I do agree that it is too much, but you know, on the back of the ban list hype train right now, you have to understand that we look at these things and we're like, all right, stay educated. We have this really cool interaction coming in the near future, and it shouldn't surprise you to see that, hey, Spirals are getting an upgrade. Ta-da! Now, since this is the inner rantings of Robbie Cole and not even presented in a real way, I've said countless times over at this point that Orcust is going to have something happen to it. And there have been infinite arguments in my comment section with people. People are just like, well, why would they hit Orcust? It is the most represented deck in Top Cut. And to the people that are like, why are we punishing these decks that are doing so well? That's why we hate the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm like, you have to understand, when a deck is taking, 15, even like 14, 15, 16 of these Top Cut slots, that's not healthy for the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, you have to remember, alright, I will say, in the long run of things, it's not healthy to keep hitting all of these decks. But you have to understand that when you start looking at the competitive scene and you start looking at these decks and you see something like Orcust that's pulling this Top Cut, you have to do something with it, because your player base is going to start going, I don't feel safe right now, why should I go to an event? And then you're like, well, yeah, you're right. Like, and then you have everybody else that hops on the sheep train, all aboard the sheeple, and then the entire sheep train comes in, makes orchestrated return $30, and then, everybody's like, well, that doesn't make sense. Why are we sheepling into the thing when we're literally a month away from a ban list? And, well, people want to play the best deck, and that's literally what's happening. So, on my Orcust hit list, I present to you, guys, we should just put Galtea to 1. Alright, so like, I did a discussion last list. I was like, alright, cool, so we can go Galtea to 1, cool. We could put Dingrisu to 1, I like that. You only play 1 Dingrisu. Probably go after the, what's it called? You can just mess the deck up and put Orcust Nightmare himself to 1. That'd be hilarious. You could put Harp Horror to 1. Or you could just ban Dark Grepher and Armageddon. I don't know what we accomplish by doing that. But you can do that. It's not a good hit by any stretch of the imagination. Actually, it's a very bad hit to just go after that. I mean, I guess you could put Nightmare or Orchestrated Return to 1. Like, I've done my job. I've hit the deck. I'm just like, guys, I don't think Orchestrated Return to 1 is going to do it. I do think that the question of banning Crescendo comes to mind as well. I get it. Killing that card kills the deck. I know people don't want to see that. And then my other half of my comment section is like, you just want Orcust to die so you can play Sky Striker. I haven't said that I don't want Sky Striker checked on the next list. Contrary to being a popular and terrible Sky Striker player, I understand that we need to do something to Striker. We can't just hit Orcust at this point in time and look at Striker and go, I don't know if we shouldn't do anything about this. Now, you have to understand, if we kill Orcust, the next best deck we have coming out is Spiral, and then we have everything coming out in February. You guys have to remember that January/February set, we get the Sky Striker upgrade, we get Lightning Storm, and then we get, after that, we get Needle Fiber, which means, as I've said in previous videos, we're going to take those preemptive hits for Needle Fiber, unless they plan for another list. So we release Needle Fiber in March. We make our next list in, I really want to say like April 20th-ish should be the next list. But I have a feeling they're probably going to take preemptive Needle Fiber hits on this list. If they do not take preemptive Needle Fiber hits on this list, and they just go, you guys go to town, have fun, then Orcust. Okay, so if we do nothing with Orcust, your format is going to be Orcust. Orcust is a very good deck with the implementation of Needle Fiber, but under the assumption that we're going to check the current meta, Needle Fiber is that question mark unknown variable that is very good at what it does. But then I have to sit here and just be like, okay, so you have Needle Fiber in March. You have the best set of 2020, which, well, I guess I'm really weird about this because I look at Lightning Storm and that set, I'm like, man, that's really good. I look at the Duels pack, I'm like, you do one thing, you go Spiral, good card. So, broken core set, broken subset. Broken! Alright, and then new game mechanic for August. See? Seems good, right? Like, that I've Sharingan'd out the entire year for you. And this was supposed to be a ban list video, but it's like, we check that. So, January 2020 early metagame. Okay? I'm just saying. Alright, so we put Galtea to 1. Alright, cool. So, Orcust are still over here in the corner trying to do something. Spiral moves up on the ranking ladder to competitive deck. Nobody really cares because, Lightning Storm and Rose, right around the corner. So, Striker gets a boost every deck that plays combo. Congratulations, you got Lightning Storm. Thunder moves up the ladder, gets slightly better. And then you got the Pirate archetype. Roar! Shimber me timbers. Oh, sorry, they tried to steal the camera. You guys saw that, right? Like, saw that beautiful angle that they tried to steal there? Shimber me timbers and call me Larry. Boy, that was a terrible pun. But all things decided here, that's just where I feel right now. The ban list is going to be impacted by sales of the next set. Sales of the next set are going to impact the metagame. And it's just like they're making out with one another. Going, blah, 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 blah. What a discussion. Guys, what do you think? Give me your early ban list predictions down below. Tell me what you guys think. And then tomorrow, we should have a very Milan. Is it Milan this weekend? I don't remember. I guess I'm out. Peace. The ride never, well, truly ends. Thank you, patrons. Without you guys, I don't know what I'd be wearing in these videos. I might be a truffle shuffle incident all over again. Guys, please also check out VanCole40 for some awesome Vanguard content. Some other interesting stuff you might find up here on the left or in the description as well. Thanks for watching.